Um,
Oh,
okay,
shit.
that's great. So, if we were to look at another example too, but coming back to like the eggs, the price of eggs today, there was a post that was made by the White House that said Trump. I don't know if
Nice.
it said Trump, but it basically said egg prices fall by $2 to their lowest price since the pre-pandemic or whatever. They were basically touting the fact that gas prices fell $2, which is a big deal. I mean, if you're talking about $2 on a, let's just say, for easy numbers, we'll say a dozen eggs is 10. Well, that's a 20% drop in a day. Yeah, but like, why did it fall? Well, it fell because of the expectation that tariffs will lead to a recession, which causes these commodity prices to fall. These include oil, cryptocurrencies, crops, foreign exchange. Foreign exchange mean money from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, to tying this to a bigger point on the podcast and in the business, economics is also a big psychological thing. Hence, using this example, if you're a supporter of Trump, you probably would have been like, "Oh, this is great. This is a big deal. Blah 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 blah." Go. Oh, dang, nice catch, Johnny.
Good Johnny.
But if you hated Trump, then you're probably like, "Well, then that's happening because we're going into a recession, and you're already convinced that we're having a recession." Well, this stuff happens all the time. This literally happens all the time. So a post on Instagram detailing one simple event isn't necessarily out of the ordinary. Um, so people should try to understand at least why that's happening. And in this particular case, like I said, that happened simply based off expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's like to Johnny's great point. I think Johnny made a great point earlier. Like he said, I think things will balance out. They always balance out. They always have. Ever since the U.S.
Long
economy has
time.
always been resilient, and ever since the beginning of um, when the stock market was recorded or the economy in general was recorded, there is a thing called the business cycle for a reason. You go through economic troughs and you go through economic peaks, and then you go through recoveries and you go through expansions. So the way it works is you can look at it, regardless of who's president, regardless of what's going on. We start normal, we expand. We expanded during right after COVID. Then we go through a peak. We did that right when Trump became president. Then right now we're going through a little bit of a crash down towards, which is a contraction, down towards a trough, which will be hitting, I believe, here soon, as long as we don't do anything crazy or we don't go into a war, some asteroid hits Earth. Um, and then we'll be back on our way up. And then this will be like yesterday's conversation will be, it feels like it happened 50 years ago. So, um, yeah, it's just how can I take my day-to-day experiences and become a person that's more aware? Because guess what? We're always talking about trying to democratize finance and economics for people. There's only so much we can do, right? The
Yeah.
rich are going to get richer by having
Regardless.
millions of dollars invested. If you have $5 billion in the stock market, whatever you do, you're probably going to end up making money and make a lot of money. Versus the average person, if they can only afford to invest $10, even on a good year, let's just say that 10 turns into 20 or whatever, right? So
Yeah.
um, there's only so much you can do, but what anyone can do that isn't necessarily monetary is the way that they process information to then set themselves up in the long term for opportunities that arise. If you can set yourself up in certain
How do you
ways,
miss that?
see, you guys keep moving, bro. I throw it and then it just goes crazy. The ball just goes whack. Um, it's big balls, Johnny, big blue balls, because we're in Buffalo. Um, I'm gonna try this. I don't know if I'm gonna regret this.
No, you're not. Oh, I think you got the first down. That's pretty good.
Here,
No,
I'm gonna
please
run it.
lid down. Dude.
All right, go, Johnny. Get the first down real quick. Go.
Run, Johnny. Oh, fuck.
Okay. Well, we have to go for it. So, no, Johnny, we're going for it. Trust. Go. I'm gonna throw it to you right here.
Just throw it.
That was on me. Johnny told me to kick the field goal.
Fine,
So,
good.
Johnny, what are we talking about next? What's our next topic?
Oh, damn.
How about
Fine.
Max? Give us some insight on the Padres season.
So I'll get a little background
Oh,
about
wait.
myself.
Yeah, there you go, Max. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
of course. So I'll get a little background on myself. I've worked for the San Diego Padres for the past 3 years. I started off in their event crew department, which basically we set up concerts, events, literally anything you could think of that happened in the ballpark. We were basically the arms and the arms of the operation. So I did that for about from 2 years, and then moved to the IT department as an assistant. So basically helped around everything that was going on. And now I'm a venue systems technician for them. So essentially, it's mainly focusing on concert events, anything and everything that happens in the ballpark we're involved in. So go, go, go.
There we go.
Go, go.
Run, bitch, run.
Yeah.
Let's go. Nice.
Finally.
I was saying, so yeah, been that. So I've been involved around with the organization. I mean, been a fan, lifelong fan, for basically my entire life. So I do my best to keep in the know of everything Padres related, especially because I work there. Um, but as we head into the season, before the season started, so roughly in December, it was very in dismay of what the team's gonna do, how much money they're gonna spend, who's our owner, because of the whole lawsuit dispute with Seidler, the beloved P. Seidler's widow, and his brothers. But once that whole situation got figured out with who was going to be the actual owner of the team, or control the owner essentially with how much money they spend, I don't know. It got more calm, and we started signing players such as Gavin Sheets, who will mention Jason Hayward, Connor Joe, Sandy up from Poway, and a few pitchers like Nick Pivetta, 4 year, $55 million, or Kyle Hart from the KBO, which is the Korean Baseball League, which players do come from that used to be in the U.S. If they didn't succeed in the U.S. at times, they go to Korea, Japan, revamp their game, get better, and then they come back to the U.S. in some types of forms, such as, if some of you may know, former Padre Nick Martinez, same exact path. So, heading to the season, they at least were able to get some question marks out with who's going to be their fourth and fifth starter and who's going to play left field. So currently in left field, from a defensive standpoint, it's looking like Jason Hayward, former Astro, former Cub, former Brave, World Series winner, with the Cubs back in 2016. Key veteran presence that'll help, especially the younger players in the outfield, such like Jackson Merrill, who, in my opinion, should have got Rookie of the Year, but that's just me. But
So
keeping
Johnny
Gavin.
says that before we highlight the individual players, Johnny says that we're taking the World Series this year.
Oh, we 100% are.
Something I wanted to ask you guys too. Besides becoming a millionaire in the stock market, there's nothing I've ever wanted more than Xander Bogaerts actually performing.
This year?
I have no idea. What do you think, Max?
So I think he will perform back to his standard. To when he first joined the Padres, he batted, at least on the back half of the season, 285 batting average, which is essentially how many every
That's like
thousand
my test
times.
score average too.
Yeah. But it just because he's back at shortstop, which is position all throughout his career, which is a positive for a player to get comfortable, be back where they were. Along with his wrist, he kind of sprained, such had a little bone fracture last year, which he was dealing with. So he had time over the offseason to heal, thankfully. But and he today hit a ball 106 miles per hour, which is his highest exit velo in the past year. So that's a positive. But we'll see. We'll truly see how he does after. Well, you can't really judge a player until the All-Star break. But I think he will have a nice start to the season with spring. And as barring any injury, I think he will bat his consistent average of 280, have probably 15 home runs, and probably close to like 90 RBIs.
Yeah. All right, guys. This is the end of episode 6. Thank you, Max, for joining us on this
Yeah, thank
financial
you, Max.
journey.
We'll have you on again.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. Looking forward to future events.
Of course. Thank you for listening, everyone. Take care, and we love you all. Peace out.